guys, what's going on? We are live now, yes, and welcome back to my channel. I am your host, Miss Sabrina Soul, and I have some amazing people here with me on the screen. But before we get to them, I just need to let you guys know that tonight we are here for our second meet and greet with some cast members from Ready to Love Miami. And the meet and greet, you guys know, if you would like to hop on screen with us to show fan love, ask questions, say hello to SHAREESE and to Kayla, you have that option. The StreamYard, the link is pinned in the comment section. All you have to do is click that link. You will be behind stage, and then I'll bring you on the screen with us. If you do not want to come on screen because you still got your bonnet on and your lips is dry, you can always go into the chat. You can ask questions, and then we'll ask the questions to them, and then yeah, this is all about having fun. Make sure no profanity. Keep it very positive. Make sure you still ask those hard questions. And guess what? You can ask any questions. It doesn't even have to be about the show, but we're just all here just to have a good time and to find out, you know, who these ladies are in real life. Anyway, let's go to my folks here on the screen with me. I'm just going to go around like we do on the panels. Go around, introduce yourselves, and let everybody know where they can find you, starting with Tyrone.
Hey everybody, Tyrone E. Wilson. I was on Ready to Love DC. You may have seen me on the panels here a lot. I enjoy it a lot. It's awfully therapeutic for me. We have SHAREESE and Kayla back again, and always a pleasure to have you two on. Always a pleasure, Sabrina, working with you too. So let's do this.
Hello everyone, I'm SHAREESE from Ready to Love Miami. And I can be, wait, are we saying where we can be found at?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Okay.
you can say whatever you want to say.
Okay, SHAREESE Logan is my Instagram. Logan Skincare is my company Instagram. And my YouTube is Living Logan.
What's going on, you guys? It's your girl, Kayla, from Ready to Love Miami Season 6. You already know you can find me right here on YouTube at Kayla.com. Check out my channel. And you can also follow my business page at the Monet Group Design, doing some special things for the holidays. So thanks, guys. Thanks, Sabrina, for having me.
Mm-hmm.
You are more than welcome. It's such a pleasure. I love having you ladies. You have already been on and graced me with your presence on my channel before, and I am excited to have you guys back. And tonight we're going to have some fun. And SJ, what you mean, darn Sabrina? What I do? I ain't even do nothing yet. Like, we only 3 minutes in. 3 minutes and 10 seconds. And shout out to everybody that's in the chat. We already have 53 of you amazing, 54 of you amazing people that are in the chat right now. Make sure you put your questions in the chat. If you want to join us on the screen, make sure you click that StreamYard link. Don't forget to like this video. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for, honey? And make sure you click that notification bell. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Shout out to you guys in the chat. Y'all are rolling already. I'm trying to keep up with you. It's a whole lot going on. Everyone's saying hi. I am transcending, says Kayla is a queen. So treat her right. Don't say she's for the side when you won't say it right.
I know that's right.
Chase is in the comments. Hey, Chase.
Thank you, Harris. Thank you. I ain't even do it.
Yes, honey. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So everyone knows that everyone's showing so much love. Yo, it's Chase, your audio. Always shout out to DC and Miami. What's going on? Chase. So like
music.
Say it again.
He was the one playing the music for us all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Roll Tide. He gonna probably be mad.
The audio, right?
Oh, Chase.
Yes.
Chase, I love you.
Yeah.
He was my favorite.
Oh, yeah, he's one of mine too. Oh, God, I haven't seen it. Chase was my boy. I love Chase. He was a good guy. Fun. He made it fun.
He did make it fun. The music would save my life some days.
Yeah. Oh, he's like Roll Tide. Look. Yeah, boy. He's like, it's your boy.
It's your boy.
Chase is part of the audio and the production team for Ready to Love, guys. If you're wondering, because I know people.
I'm about to hang up on this one.
All right, guys. So it is 71 of you in the chat. Let's go ahead and get started. 74. The numbers are growing. People are coming in, and let's come on now. Take your bonnet off. put some lip gloss on and come on the screen and show some love. Anyway, we're gonna get started. So how are you guys feeling? Reunion part 2 is done. Like y'all are officially done. Like, how are y'all feeling about it? Like right now, like mentally, spiritually, emotionally, like what's going on? Kayla, go ahead and start.
I am so over it. I am over it. That was filmed 3 months ago, for those who don't know. I'm in a completely different place. I look back on it and I'm like, entertaining. But at the same time, I'm like, but overall, I'm like kind of happy. Like, I enjoyed the experience. I enjoyed the ride, but it was just a lot going on. So I'm just happy that, it went, it happened. All the people that actually support, I appreciate y'all. But I'm feeling good. I'm in a really good place. I am not on the internet like I used to be. I'm unfortunately not reading your comments and not watching y'all reviews. I can't do it. I think it's better for me to just focus on work. I'm working on a new project. My website's about to drop, so I'm just in a good place. I'm just doing good.
Good. Well, since we're still here, I'm sorry, Ty. So since we're still here and you just brought it up, I don't want you to lose that momentum. Can you talk about that project? Can you discuss any of the stuff?
Yeah. So I work in corporate media, right? So I just got transferred to the Audi USA team. So that's what the project is for work. And then my website is going to have merch on there. It's going to have some home decor stuff that I've been working on. As we know, I have my company, the Monet Group Design. So I'm going to be doing a bunch of specials and different things for holiday parties, holiday events, and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's pretty much the project. There's one other one I can't speak on, but you'll see that January 2023.
Ty, what were you about to say? Sorry about that. I cut you off.
Nothing. I was literally going to ask the same question that you just asked. So how y'all doing? Yeah.
I'm doing fantastic. I mean, living my best life. I can't complain.
Yeah.
I feel like, every day is something different. And, like Kayla said, I've already from before the reunion, I decided to move on with my life. And you have to take everything in a little bit at a time and just, keep living your normal life and doing the best you can do.
Absolutely. So someone in the comments said something about that you guys' skin looks amazing. Oh, right here.
Thank you.
Janice says
you
ladies have beautiful skin. Now, Sharreese, you actually have a skincare. I mean, you're an esthetician. Like look, she has products, guys. Like, you want to let them know real quick since we're talking.
Oh, yes. You can find my products at loganskincare.com. I have cleansers. I have skin treatment serums. I have moisturizers. I also offer skincare services that you can come in and have them done by myself. And yeah, the products are online and you can buy them in the store. Amazing products, lip gloss.
Okay. Perfect. Real quick, guys, just to let you know, if you do want to join us on Scream, I have just put the StreamYard link in the chat. Make sure you click that link. When you click the link, you will be on screen with us and you can come on, ask questions, and also too, you can show love. So they're starting to say some stuff. So like I said, guys, we already had our talk in the back, but Stanley Phillips said, Kayla, what happened with the call with Looney and about justice? She said it messed her up with how she viewed justice.
So Justice just said some things that are completely untrue to Looney. About a situation, no idea that is why, Looney viewed me differently based on what he said. But that's completely untrue. And I just had to clear that up. So once Looney and I spoke about it, I told her exactly what happened, detail for detail. And then that was that. You know what I mean? Like, men be lying.
Next question. Dolores would like to know, wants to ask Sharreese, were you really going to fight Kadian?
If she would have slapped me, absolutely. I mean, And last night, I mean, her explanation was that I said I was gonna shove. I don't remember saying I was gonna shove a mic up her ass.
Mm. Was this on the reunion? Like,
Yeah, on the reunion. But no, I was gonna fight her if she would have slapped me. Absolutely. If you throw the punch, you're gonna feel it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to defend yourself.
I just yeah.
But you're saying you wouldn't have thrown that first punch?
No, I mean, I would have never verbally assaulted someone and said, you know, I'm gonna slap you. That's just like,
yeah.
I would never throw.
I was emotional about. I've seen, you know, I've gotten direct tweets with people just like, "Oh, Kayla, like you da da da," and I was just like, "This is the reunion. We're here to argue. We're here to go back and forth, clear things up. You said, I said, we said."
Uh-oh. Kayla, we're losing you.
She's gonna.
But when it goes, did I cut out?
Yeah,
oh yeah. But when it comes to threats, I just don't play about that, and I feel like we can do the reunion without the violence, and that just made me really upset. Like I was mad. I was so mad. Like, why does it have to come to violence? Like, beat us all the fuck up? What? Like, so that's what I was upset about. And I'm not fake. Nothing about me is fake. I literally was crying because I was mad as fuck. Like, why do we have to do that? Why does this have to be that kind of show? Why can't we just talk a little shit? Why does it have to be like that? So I was upset, but that's it.
Yeah, I get it. It's a curly thing. Real quick, as an aspiring esthetician, I'd love to hear about SHAREESE's journey in owning her business. And you know what? If you click down and go to my missing link interview, I actually interviewed SHAREESE about a week ago, and she literally from the very beginning told her journey, how she got there, what school she went to, how long it took, everything. So if you guys want to go and check that interview out with SHAREESE, I mean, she gave a lot of great information for anyone that's interested in becoming an entrepreneur or becoming an esthetician. So definitely check that out. It was a great interview, and I just want to say thank you again for that, SHAREESE. And Kayla actually interviewed with me as well too. So but yeah, so Tyrone, you got anything? I'm gonna look at some of these questions, try to get for you.
No, like I really would want to start from the beginning. You know, and try to get an understanding of like who you are, why you are the way you are, and do you understand, you know, why you are the way you are. You know, for like your upbringing, relationships with your siblings, parents.
Well, I'm an only child. I do have two sisters, but I grew up as my mother's only child, so I'm definitely spoiled. So that could be the why I'm the way that I am. But I just feel like I'm an adult now, and I take accountability for a lot of the way that I am because I have control over who I want to be. You know, I think that I grew up. I like the way I grew up. You know, I grew up. I was a grown woman at a very young age. I was always very responsible. I think I watched my mother be very responsible, and my grandmother, and all the women in my life. I watched them be, you know, just very strong, outgoing women. And I think that that did shape me into, you know, taking up those characteristics, being strong and driven and very responsible. I think I am. I just learned how to be responsible at a very young age. I acquired a lot of businesses and just did a lot of things at a very, very young age, and I'm thankful for that. And now I'm at a place in my life where I am happy. You know, I've done a lot of work personally and, you know, inspirationally as far as my career. And, you know, I've done a lot of studying and just a lot of things with my life. And at this point, you know, which is what led me to Ready to Love, I'm ready to find a companion and someone to share my life with. I feel like I've been on a journey, you know, and I like the journey that my life, you know, I wouldn't change anything about my life, you know, from a young girl to, you know, yes, I've been bullied before. But I've always been a leader. I've always been able to make friends. You know, I've always been that friend that makes people laugh or that person that people want to be around. I think I do enjoy being around people. That's a part of my personality. So it's, easy for me to be in the service business and do facials. And, facials are a very personal thing. It's your personal space, and it's also your look. It's the first thing people see when they look at you is your face. So I think that definitely who I am as an esthetician has shaped, what I was in my teenage years, even from when I was a little girl to my teenage years, my 20s, my 30s, 40s have shaped who I am now. And I'm not perfect, but I love that I can make mistakes. I love to challenge myself or look at myself. I think that that's a part of growth in anything you want to do in life, with business and in your personal life. And no one's perfect. But I do still believe in love. I am a helpless romantic. You probably didn't get to see that a lot on Ready to Love because I don't really share my personal, what's in my heart. Because I think some things, until I'm comfortable. But I think if I did learn anything seeing myself, that's the truth. I can admit that. I am very, very guarded. But I think it's a good thing. I think that it's protection, because when you guard your heart, you can guard your mind, and you have to guard what goes into your head and what goes into your heart, so that you can have peace of mind. That's what I believe.
Yeah, you said a lot. We're gonna dig into it too a little bit, a little bit later. Same question, Kayla.
I mean, a little bit about me. I am a Southern belle. I grew up in the South in Georgia. I have always been an artist. I'm an artist at heart. I'm a creative. I was a ballerina for 14 years, a dancer, professional dancer. I've danced with major artists, been on tours, shows, videos, the whole nine. I still teach dance to this day, ballet, tap, jazz, and hip hop. I'm just like a very passionate person. I love to have fun. I love to, talk a little shit. Like I grew up in a household where better not be sensitive because we are definitely you're getting roasted. That's the part of our life. And I really like just like I'm a people person. That's why I got into PR journalism, and like I can easily start a conversation with just about anybody about anything. And so yeah, I'm overall just like a fun person. I have two sides to me. One side that's like very sensitive and like emotional, and another side that's very like intense. And I do try to do my best in balancing the both of those. My Ready to Love journey really was kind of like, let's see. I didn't go into it with any like strong, like, I'm gonna find my husband here. Like I was just like, it's television. So like let's see like what's really going on. Let's see how it goes. So overall, through the process, I think I learned from myself that I am more guarded than I thought. But I also learned that I need to have better communication skills in how I can get my point across, because I am like those two different sides. Like it's like on this side saying absolutely nothing, or on this side, I'm literally about to curse you out. So trying to find that good balance in the middle. The show definitely helped me with that, moments where I was just like, why didn't I say anything? And then I'm thinking like looking at my face like, yeah, I know I didn't say anything, and then other times where I'm like, yeah, you said too much. Right. So yeah, just finding that balance. I really learned from the show. So that was what I was looking for. Also going into the process, like, hey, maybe what I'm doing isn't working. Let me see what may come out of this that I need to work on. So I'm grateful for the opportunity. And just overall, like I genuinely think that my person is out there. I think that just preparing myself for that, because I definitely am ready for the next phase of life, which is like motherhood and marriage and homeschooling and all the things that I've always wanted. So yeah, I'm very hopeful and grateful.
Right.
The follow-up question to that, and we can start with Kayla, is how do you feel your upbringing affected your dating style? And do you think that was a positive or a negative?
Um, My upbringing, I'm the oldest and I'm the only girl, all boys. So I do have a possible princess complex. Um, I expect men to do a lot of the heavy lifting at the beginning. So that definitely shapes my dating life. Like if you're not pursuing me, if you're not giving the energy, and I'm very Gemini, so if you're not consistent, I can very well get bored with you and just replace you. So um I definitely think that my upbringing and like being the oldest and being the one that's very responsible, I'm looking for a leader that I can fully depend on. And someone that's gonna, want to be pursue, because once I'm in, I'm very in. Like I'm very, very in. I'm loyal to a fault, once I'm in. So that's why it does take me a while to get in, because I saw that in my parents' marriage. They were very dedicated to each other until they, got divorced, and now they're both remarried and very, very dedicated to their spouses. And that's just how I was taught. Like once you are in, you give everything. And so I think that's also affected my dating style. And like when you pick bad, then that goes bad. When you give everything to the wrong person, and sometimes that can like affect how you see people, how you see men, how you see things in general. Um, so yeah, I think like that definitely affected my dating style. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that my upbringing definitely affected my dating style. My dad was a provider and he was a protector, but he was not always around because he worked a lot. So I think that my dating style definitely has been like men who are more at work, and then like how my dad was. Like we had special time with dad. We had special dinners that, my dad took us to concerts. It was a big deal if my dad had time to take off from work to do something. So I think I do tend to get in relationships where we get together. Yes. So I think so maybe that has, been my style. But I think that my parents, I think I took something from both of them, whether it's love from this person or strength from this person, or, my dad is probably a better player than my mom. My mom is not, you know, she's probably had two lovers in her life or something like this. And so it's not much I can learn from her with that. But I think that my uncles set a very good example for me, as far as my uncles were married to the same women, never any cheating scandals or anything like that. So I got to see structure and marriage in my extended family.
Cool. Sabrina, you
So
want to throw in some of the
I do.
questions from the?
I do. I was going through hearting them or starring them, so I don't have to keep looking for them. That's kind of neat. It does that. Okay, so Simply Fit with Chandra wants to know, Kayla and Sharice, are you guys single at this present time?
Yes.
That's a good
Single as in not married.
Facts. Facts. Single as in unmarried.
So are y'all dating? Like
Yes.
you're dating? Like, or are you in dealing with someone but you haven't solidified it just yet? So that's why technically, okay, so Kayla, your face, because you're like, well, yeah, because Boo, Boo is Boo, but he ain't put a ring on it
I
yet.
mean, boo is boo, but the DMs are open. So I just,
Oh,
Kayla,
Boo, you better step your game up, Boo.
he better lock it down. That's all I'm saying. Cause,
Gave
yeah.
up, Boo. Okay, so I have a question, and this does have to do with the show because I have not done my part 2 review that will happen on Thursday, but I watched part 2 of the reunion. Okay,
Mhm.
and Kayla mentioned, or who was it that mentioned, that you and Randall actually still hung out some after the process was done. So was it because y'all were like just like hanging out, or was it because it was like he ain't really doing nothing over there, and they know that they really not doing nothing over there. And he hit me up, and like, you know, like we feeling something, so we trying to see what we feeling, or was it like, hey, like let's just hang out, we chilling, you know what I'm saying, we friends, like everything good? Because I was confused. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, what? Oh. And I like to hear from all the horses. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to be, so.
Well, you know, after I was kind of like over the situation, but he continued to hit me up like persistently and said that situation was no longer and that he wanted to get to know me more, like for real, and like give me the time that he didn't give me on the show. And so I was like, cool, let's get to know each other. Like just hang out and see, like get to know each other better. Which we did. And we learned a lot and learned that we need to not be
together
and
just be cool.
Yeah.
Are y'all friends? Like, are y'all good?
No, we're not friends. But
so y'all don't
I have no ill will against him, but we're not friends. We don't talk.
Okay. Understood. And sometimes it's like I get it. So Valencia says, Sharreese, is the beef between you and Kayan over Swayze?
Absolutely not. Do I look like a woman that will fight over a man? Absolutely not. I do not. I will not. And it is not. No.
I get it. FYI, for anyone in the chat, Kiki wants to know, has anyone from the show reached out to Sharreese for any skincare services? Simone says, do any of you ladies think doing shadow work or therapy as beneficial to your future relationships or just for overall growth?
Yes. I think therapy is necessary, 1000%. You need to know what that person is dealing with. If there's any blockage there, I want to be comfortable. I want my man to be open and tell me everything he's experienced. I need to know it so I know if it triggers him. If it's not a trigger, if you're over it, it's fine. But if it's something that's going to trigger you and I'm not going to know where it came from, I'd rather we go to therapy and I know and you feel comfortable. I think that is a very responsible and respectful way to be in a relationship.
Yeah, understood.
The worst thing is to get married to someone and get down the aisle and you find out afterwards all their issues.
Honey.
That's scary.
Yes. I agree with that statement.
Yeah, absolutely. So CH Go Girl 95, question for Kayla. Why did you feel the need to come at Jamala so hard after expressing frustration about arguments between the cast members?
Like I said, I didn't have frustration with the about the arguments. I had frustration about the threats of violence. I'm not sure how the audience doesn't see the difference. You can say, girl, bye, whatever. You did this, you did that. I'm gonna slap the fuck out of you. I don't understand how we don't see the difference. I'm confused on what's not.
Did you ask about Jamala or Kayla?
No. With the whole Jamala thing, how did I come hard at Jamala? I'm still wondering, what did I come hard at Jamala about? What did I come hard at her
mixed up with Shanika?
Yeah, they might be mixing me up with Shanika. I don't know. All I asked Jamala to do was to let me finish. And she said that I couldn't speak. And I said, yeah, I can. I'm going to speak. How did I come? I didn't call the girl out her name. I didn't disrespect her. That's all I said to her was like, you need to let me speak. You need to deal with that. We listen to you talk. You continuously talk over everyone. As y'all saw in the reunion, anytime me and Shanika spoke, she would speak over us. So I said, you need to stop. You need to let us talk. How am I coming hard at her for that? Why didn't she just let us speak freely without cutting us off? So if that's what you consider coming hard at her, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. But I didn't threaten the girl. I didn't threaten violence against her. I didn't call her out her name. I simply asked her to stop and just deal with us saying our piece like we dealt with her saying hers. That's it.
Kayla, how much of that was edited out, that interaction?
What was edited out was why Shanika went hard the way that she did, right? Because she was disrespecting us. She was saying like, basically, y'all ain't nothing. That's why he ain't choose y'all. That's why he chose me. And Shanika was like, girl, let's be for real. Let's be for real. Like y'all know
So Jamala was
Yeah, I called that out. Remember,
Jamala said that, and so then Trinika was just like, "Girl, what? You know, y'all don't even talk. Like y'all don't even talk. You know." So that's where that came. They cut that out and just made it seem like Trinika just was attacking her, but that wasn't the case. And then also moments before that, I had heard the tickling her scrotum comment for the first time. Very disrespectful. I had no sexual contact with Randall during the process. So I don't care what the reason was. For some reason on this show, people think they can say whatever about me. Kayla's a side chick. Kayla's this. Kayla's that. And I'm just supposed to be like, oh, okay. Like I was very nice. In the way that I can be, I was very nice. All the things that people said about me over the course of this show, I was so nice. I got up and walked away. I said nothing. I simply asked the girl to let me finish. And it's just, I don't understand. Like people can disrespect me, say all types of things, put these false narratives out about me. And I can't return the favor. I don't understand that. Like y'all got to get absolutely real because that's never going down with me. Like I was as nice as I possibly could be. I don't know what I want from me, but y'all, these confessionals, they were so nice because I was way more intense in the confessionals, and they showed a lot of the nice parts because I was just like, why do people think it's okay to say stuff like this about me? Like disrespect over between Mike, between Katie, and between Jamala. Like they could just say these things based on what? Based on what? Because homegirl me was the most covered up during the show. White party covered up. The other one, the pool party, long cover up. I didn't take it off till we got in the pool, put it back when we got like where what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
So I just don't understand. Like I don't understand what nobody has to say. I meant what I said. Why does we have to fight? Like we can argue, we can go back and forth, but why does it have to turn into violence? Why is that okay? Nobody did nothing. They want to come and tell SHAREESE to sit down. Nobody said nothing to Kadian. Nothing. Nobody did nothing. No one said nothing to Zoe. Nobody did nothing. But then when I would say my piece, oh, Kayla, what? What is this stuff? What is this? So that's where I was coming.
Kayla, thank you for taking off for me. Damn it, somebody did.
I get it, and just to let everybody know too, I know somebody made a comment in the comment section about why do we keep interviewing people and asking them the same questions. So we're really just, this is like impromptu. We're just kind of having fun. If the questions come out, they come out. If you guys ask in the chat those specific questions that were already asked in other interviews, then guess what? They were already asked in other interviews, and we're going to ask them here too. But you know, this is a little different. This is for you guys to actually find out more about them and to not keep asking them the same questions that they've already have been asked in other interviews. So this is a little bit different, you know what I mean? So try to, like, you know, broaden your horizons and expand your mental palette right now, and just like have fun, like ask the questions. Like that's what they're here for, is to interact with you guys, you know what I mean? So but you know, if you haven't seen the interviews and if you want to ask a question, absolutely ask the question. But there are some stuff that I'm gonna skip over because honestly, I have watched some of the interviews and I'm like, I already know the answer to that because I already watched the interview. Like they've been on Crystal XO, they've been on Kojo, they've been on Kamisha Reviews, they've been on Actual Aubrey. Like they've been on a lot of other.
You've been on all of those.
Right. So
I've been on quite a few places but I've been saying different things as well. And in response to the Great Enigma, remember, this is a reality show. You guys don't see everything that happened. I was not fake crying. I was real crying because I was real mad. And I said my piece when that situation happened. I got up. I didn't even say to Tommy, I said, why are threats okay? Remember, SHAREESE, I went off on everybody about why is this okay? And why is nobody doing nothing about this? So remember, you're watching a reality show. You don't see everything. But that's all that they show. They just show a little part because I don't know, whatever. But homegirl was really mad. I was mad, y'all. Because it's
so we're going to move forward.
So someone wants for real. Don't play.
Someone wants to know, Kayla, speak on the infamous line, "I'm not kicking you."
Yeah, so that was a very produced scene. In that scene on camera, Randall said, like, then, you know, even after this process, I'm gonna, you know, we're still gonna be cool. I'm still gonna see you. We're still gonna go out. And they were like, yeah, we can't use that. They kept badgering us like, we need, this is what we need. And it just became very frustrating. You see a lot, you see a lot of like weird silences. It was, that whole scene was just like, and it was on my birthday. So I was like, like, it was a lot going on. But yeah, we were both just frustrated. They like, I said what I needed to say. They didn't want it from me. They wanted it from him. And so that really just came out of frustration because they were like, we need to get this. We need to get this. And then they were like, Kayla, you need to keep asking them and keep asking them and keep asking them. And then he was just like, okay, I'm just going to say it. They want me to say, I'm going to do it. And then they act like we sat there and lingered, but we literally, I was like, okay, cool. We literally immediately got up and was like, thank you, Jesus, is over, and left. So in that scene, Randall was actually like, that scene went better than the scene with Mike. And they make it seem like Mike was so nice in his scene and Randall was so like, so that was wild because me and Mike actually got into it and Mike was very like rude and like the way he was doing it. And they make it seem in digital exclusive that it was so nice. And then they make it seem like Randall was so like, no, but Randall was like, really, he was upset that I was upset. He followed me out. We talked outside. He was just like, you know, like they do what they want to do, but that is just not how that happened. So I get it. They wanted to, I guess, make me look some kind of way or make him look like rude. I don't know, but that's just not how that happened.
So Kiki would like to know, what is the longest relationship you ladies have been in and why did it end? Let's start with Shareese, and I'm sure after Kayla's answers, Tyrone's probably going to have a follow-up question. So Shareese.
3 years, and it ended because it was time to move on.
She don't want my love, I guess it's gotta move on. Yeah, oh yeah.
One thing about Shareese, I moves on quickly. So I'll give you some time, and then when the time is up, I gotta move on.
So what constitutes that? Do you feel like she's a runner, she's a track star? Like, is that you?
I feel like, yeah, I think that I had a time in my life where I wasted so much time on one person that I think I learned the lesson to never take that much time. It doesn't take that much time.
Right. Like, don't ignore the first 7 red flags.
And it's like, get out of the movie. Like, you're in the same movie theater. It's like, I could not get past a certain lesson that I was not learning. So once I started learning the lesson and recognizing it, it was easier to be like, okay, next.
Yeah.
And I think it's healthy, you know, to just be like, this isn't going to work.
Was it any of those relationships that ended that you wish didn't end and you wish you would have stayed and worked through it a little bit more?
Absolutely not.
So when you ended and they ended, you were like, it's done, it's over.
I love hard. You know, I think I love really hard. And although it ended in 3 years, it probably still lingered because I really was like in love, you know? So I just think that it's not easy to move on, but you have to move on.
Right.
But the 2 times that I, you know, was really invested, it lasted 3 years and it was hard to move on even after those 3 years. So I think it's healthy. And it ended mutually, you know, like, okay, this just isn't going to work. We're not for each other anymore. You know, you're here, you're doing this. I'm here, I'm doing this.
Kayla, same question for you. What was the longest relationship you've been in and why did it end?
The longest relationship is going to be 7 years with my college Howard sweetheart. I thought we were going to get married and everything. There was some issue on both sides. There was some infidelity on both sides. There was a lack of communication. When we ended up having to live in different cities after like being together every day for 5 years and then living in different cities, that didn't go good. That didn't go good at all. And then it was just downhill from there for those last 2 years. And it just didn't work. We grew into different people. We met when we were 18, 19. And by the end of it, we were just different. We wanted different things out of life. We were attracted to different things. So it just didn't work. But I definitely wish him the best. I saw him at Howard Homecoming when I was there last week. Seems like he's doing well. We're cool.
Tyrone?
No, I did have a follow-up question, but I feel like y'all may have touched on it. So my follow-up question was going to be, both of you have mentioned being guarded. And I just wanted to ask if you were willing to expand on that, on the why.
I definitely have had trust issues in the past. I've been lied to. I've been cheated on. I've been deceived before. I have dealt with dishonest people. So I think for me being guarded is like my protection, because I feel like I've been through it all. I've been, like I said, lied, cheated on, you name it. So I just think that as a woman, for me, I would rather be guarded than to get hurt. For me, that's just my way of controlling my not getting hurt, is to just be guarded, right? It's like, if you don't want to get hit, what do? You put your guard up. If you're boxing, you don't want to get hit, you got to put your hands up, or you got to do something. So I think for the right person, I'm not as guarded at all. But yeah, I've been definitely lied to. And then dating, people all the time.
Tyrone?
Were you done? Were you done?
Yeah, I was done.
Sharice?
I was
Okay.
just saying, like, people lie and they
Okay.
you. So
Did Sharice? I mean,
Kayla.
Okay. For me, it's a little bit different because, like Sharice, I've been lied to. I haven't necessarily been cheated on. Like, that's only honestly happened one time. My relationships usually break up because of like lack of compatibility or something other than that. Yeah, but I'm a girl from the suburbs that moved to the city, and I learned that the world ain't a nice place. Nobody cares about you. Somebody wants your spot wherever spot you at. You can't trust people. That's just the world. That's just the life. You have to assume people are not trustworthy until they show you that they are. You can give a general respect level, but most people are out for self. So for me, I mean, I have to keep the guard up because once I feel like I can trust you, I'm very trusting. And so I know it's kind of like, let me make sure before I get in that I can trust you, because I know once I'm in, I'm going to be very trusting and like give you the benefit of the doubt and treat you the way that I would want to be treated. You know what I mean? And just assume that you would move how I move. So yeah, a lot of people ain't shit.
That's like the second time you have mentioned something like, once you're in. Like, what does that look like?
Like, once I'm committed
for the guys that may be interested, what does
once
that
I'm
look like?
committed to a relationship, like, nobody could tell me nothing.
No, I meant from your mate's perspective. Like, what does it take for him to get you there?
Oh, okay. So it takes trust. So you have to gain my trust through a lot of different channels, but that consists of your word being your bond, you proving that trustworthiness and consistency over time, your story, and the way you move around and the way that you attempt to lead me. Once those things are like kind of checked, like, and I feel like I've vetted it out a little bit, or a lot of it, and I decide that it's worth a relationship, like, I'm just very committed. Like, I only know how to be single as fuck or a wifey. I don't know how to do the other stuff.
Right. So yeah. So that was going to be another question. Like, how big is that gap? And you just answered it, from being, all the way in and all the way out.
Yeah, I'm out and I'm doing me, or I'm all the way in. Like I told some people on the show, like, this whole talk, I don't do talking phases. I don't do, like, we just friends and I'm doing me and we're getting to know each other, or we're together and like we're together. So
okay,
that's just kind of how it is. Like,
have y'all ever been brokenhearted?
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely been
Sharice?
brokenhearted. My ex-fiance was, I
100%.
really
Okay.
loved him and I really wanted that to work. And it just didn't. And, it was very hurtful. And it took me some time to move on. I mean, this ready to love thing is the first like dating thing I did that broke off. So, yeah, that was
Okay.
tough.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how y'all rebounded from that.
Boxing.
You said boxing.
Uh-huh.
I
boxed.
mean,
I mean,
my ex was Jamaican, so I was in the house. So once I was single, I was outside,
Uh-huh.
and that helped.
if
That
anybody
helped a
ever
lot.
did that again, baby.
Yeah.
Woo.
I got one more, and then we could go to the audience again. So I'm gonna be respectful. I'm not gonna ask y'all, but would y'all prefer for y'all mates to have gone through a hoe phase?
Yes.
1000%.
Please go through the whole phase. Go
For
through
me.
it, Jesus. Yes.
Queen in my palace, I cannot do the hoe. I won't do a hoe. I can't do it. I'm not for a man who's for the street.
But what if he was a hoe in the past? Like, what if
I
he's
think him
already?
being a hoe in the past is very
Love
important.
that happens.
And he slowed down. That's fine. I'm not gonna,
Mhm.
but I would have to see some slowing.
Yeah.
Nah, once we start get together, you can't be a hoe no more.
Yeah,
You
of
can't
course.
just slow down. Like you cannot no longer be a hoe. Like
Yeah,
you've
you
been
gotta
for
get
the
up your
streets.
whole path.
You know exactly what the streets are. You know exactly what's in the streets.
And I better
I
hear
prefer
people say, "Oh, she changed you. You're a changed man. She changed you."
Mhm.
I need all them passwords, everything. No.
Wow. Wow.
I don't need the passwords. I don't need the passwords because I'm not giving up my passwords.
I don't want you having my
So-
passwords because you don't need to know what I'm talking about with my mom and my sister and my friends.
Not because
Would
I'm
y'all check
definitely
your
talking.
man's phone? I said I wasn't gonna ask another question, but would you check the phone?
No.
No, I can't do
Okay.
it because you're not checking
Okay.
my phone. So
It always
I
comes
believe
to-
in
I've
equal
never been-
opportunity relationship.
Okay. Okay.
I've never
I don't
been
want
the
you.
type.
Mhm. Sorry, go ahead. Wait, what'd you say?
No, I was gonna say like I've never been that type. Like I'm not that friend that'll be like, "Oh, I found this out and I found that out," and like I'm not a detective at all.
Oh no,
It
I'm a
always
detective.
comes to me. It always comes to me.
No,
Like
I'm a detective.
my boyfriend was cheating on me because I found a card that a girl gave him. I'm like, he's so stupid. And I took the card and she signed it and I looked her name up. I'm like, what an idiot. I found out everything.
Wow. Well, at least you finding cars. I'd be finding box of condoms. Mr. S. Thick.
You know how I found out one time? I
How?
went to put in my email address, and for some reason I typed the wrong first letter, and then the username auto completed, and I was like, "What is this username? That's not mine." And then I looked the username up.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how you found out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I never found out about the only person that cheated on me. I never found out like that. I just had a feeling.
Yeah.
Like,
You get
the
a
sex
feeling.
was different. He was different. Talking about, oh, he's stressed out. No, I don't want to hear that. Something's going on. And I didn't have no proof either. He just ended up admitting it because he was like, oh, but you can't prove that. And I'm like, I don't need to. I feel it. You're full of shit. And I'm gone. And then he eventually admitted it. But I can be a detective, but that's after I usually already know and I just want confirmation. But I usually need proof. I feel like if I feel like something's wrong, it's because something's wrong, you know?
Right, right. So Mr. S. Thick would like to know, Kayla, at any point, and actually both of you ladies, at any point, did you ever feel like self-eliminating?
Yes.
Yeah. Almost did.
Absolutely.
Valencia says, Kayla, do you still speak to Brandy or Mike?
We all hosted a party back in August or Labor Day. And we're cool. You know, we're very cordial. And that's about it. Like, we were never friends. Me and Brandy were never friends. Like we never text. We never was friends. We just when we see each other at events, like, hey girl, what's going on? That's it. And then me and Mike don't speak at all. We spoke a little bit after the show, and that's like really it. We don't talk at all.
Yeah.
They should talk. We don't need to talk.
Questions for SHAREESE and Kayla. Do you feel your I think you kind of touched on this earlier. Do you feel your connections wasted your time?
Mine did 1000%. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sharpie would like to know, does the cast from the season still hang out with each other, and are they still friends?
Does what?
I thought we were, but I found out last week we were not. Only some of us are cool. Like just on Sunday, me, Trinika, LJ, we all the three of us and SHAREESE and Calvin, like we're cool. And April, we're cool. I don't really know about the rest of the people. I know LJ was trying to get people together to watch the final, and people would remove themselves from the group. I was like, oh damn, I guess we're not cool, But apparently, I don't know. People have problems that I didn't know about, because I don't have a problem with anybody. I don't know.
Yeah. One last question, and this is actually to us before I let Tyrone take over. Kiki would like to know, Ty and Sabrina, question: could Kayla's defensiveness be mistaken for being passionate? I'll let you go, Tyrone.
I saw that question earlier, and I didn't really understand the question.
So I guess earlier when Kayla was discussing some of the questions that you asked, I think the number one thing was when someone said something about Jamala and her response to that. She did get her a little heightened by that on screen just now, Tyrone. And it's kind of weird.
Because I've just been seeing that so much. It's frustrating,
Yeah. So So could Kayla's defensiveness, so I guess Kiki is saying that she was, in her eyes, seeming like Kayla was being defensive, or could she be wrong? Could Kayla just be passionate?
Yeah, like I didn't think it was being mistaken at all. Like obviously it was something that she was passionate about.
Right.
So that passion is just showing again.
Yeah.
Like when we're not there, we feel one thing, but when you hear someone explain what it was from their perspective, because they lived it, then it just changes, your perspective. And, obviously, Kayla, felt, had this desire to say something, right? But then she just explained why it was, like, with some clarity. So, yeah, I think it was just the passion coming through.
Yeah. I want to say that being defensive and being passionate, it's a little bit different. Being defensive is like, who you talking to? Why you keep, you know what I mean? Like that's being defensive. Passionate is, I was just trying to explain to her, like, why are you cutting me off? Like that's passionate. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I can relate to that is because I am half Creole and I am half Korean and I am feisty and I am spicy. So I brings it, okay? And I am very, very passionate. A lot of times I'm not defensive because I don't play defense. Like in real life, I'm offense. And I know how I can get. And when it's explained or when I'm seeing you on screen, and it could be Jamal and I'm like, and then Kayla might say something. I might be like, and I'm back. And I'm like, yeah, girl. And then I hear Jamal and I'm like, yeah, girl, okay. But it doesn't, but I don't look at it like she's being defensive or she's attacking her. I just look like they real passionate about what the freak they saying right now. You know what I'm saying? And they want to get it off their chest. So, I mean, you asked a question, so I'm just answering it. But that's how I see it. And y'all know I'm real animated. So, okay. Tyrone, did you want to add anything else before I go to the next question?
Yeah, it was in relation to the time. So Kayla had mentioned being in a relationship for 7 years that didn't work out. And I believe SHAREESE mentioned her mom having just the two lovers that she has seen. I've seen my father be committed for 20 plus years. They've been separated for almost 30 years. And my father has still never, like, he won't even go to a strip club with me. And I go back and forth with my mom all the time about that. To be married for 20 plus years, I always ask, do you feel like that was a waste of time? Right? Because I know how that would affect, me moving forward and how it has affected me moving forward. How do y'all feel about, the time? And is that something that, you know,
I guess I could see where you're coming from because 7 years is a long time. However, that was like my first like adult relationship. Like my my high school boyfriend, okay, but like that was my real like adult relationship. So that definitely taught me the interpersonal skills that I needed. And he was a Taurus too, so he very much grounded me, um, kept me out the streets. I think it was there were some benefits to it. He was a good guy, so I wouldn't say wasted. I think it was a good lesson, and I think sometimes in life, some people are for a season and some people are for a reason, and he was just a season, and I learned a lot in that season.
Sharese?
I think for me, the first guy definitely it was not a waste of time. It was my first time really experiencing being treated like a young lady, and really going out on serious dates where the guy pays for it and the guy has money. And, I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot. I think I learned also to want to have my own because he had so much at a young age. I was dating a millionaire, and it was like for me, he exposed me to things that I would have never been exposed to. Some of the places that I went and the things that I experienced, I would have never experienced it without him. So I am thankful for that aspect of it. And so it definitely wasn't a waste of time. But I think that it moved on because I never would have been the person that I am today if I would have stayed with him, because he was an athlete. And I feel like, those type of relationships take a lot of commitment from a person. And maybe I just was not there.
Okay. I got one more, Sabrina. So are y'all aware of the three loves? Like falling in love 3 times in your life?
I've heard about it.
Oh,
I don't know if I fully believe it, but I've heard about it.
Okay.
mm-hmm.
Are you aware, Sharese?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know which love you're in right now? Or which ones you've experienced already?
So I've heard of the three loves, but I don't know the whole concept. I do believe in that because I do feel like I've had two loves so far,
Mhm.
but I haven't had the third one yet.
Yeah. So the first love is the fairy tale love. The
Yeah.
second love is the one that kind of like is really, really intense. That one that makes you look at yourself. And then the third one is when you really figured out what unconditional love is after you recovered from a heartbreak.
So I'm waiting on the third.
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
believe in like unconditional love. So like that's from your mama and from God.
So
As
do you
human
believe?
beings, there will always be conditions to deal with me. My love for you will never trump the conditions that I have in terms of the way you treat me. If you put your hands on me, if you do certain things, there are conditions. And I'm not going to keep loving you I can keep loving you from a distance, but I'm not going to put up with anything just because I love you. So there will always be conditions in the way that you treat me for me to stay in the relationship. So I don't believe in that unconditional love stuff. That's for God and your mama.
Do you feel like, Kayla, do you feel like that stems from the women that you have seen in your life respond to different things?
No, I think that stems from self-love.
Okay.
I don't think that you should ever love someone more than you love yourself, to the point that you let someone hurt you, disrespect you to a certain level and still stay in that situation. I don't think that you love yourself enough if you feel like you need to love them. You need to sacrifice your own self-worth, value, comfort, safety because you love them. I think that's that's a no for me. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So, if you put your hands on me, if you do, you egregiously lie, I can't. I love you, and I'm gonna love you from my house, and you gonna have to go to another house.
Yeah. I got asked on a panel about, the journey, and I had told them that I figured out what love is, and I figured out what love isn't. So I feel like you touched on what my answer was, what love isn't. And what love isn't is sacrificing your boundaries, consistently sacrificing your boundaries to make the other person happy. Like, that's not love.
Right.
So I know we probably have more questions, but I want to get into, if you both understand what your boundaries are, and if you have ever either sacrificed your boundaries or pushed those goalposts, to the side a little bit,
Absolutely.
because it happens.
Absolutely. It's definitely happened. And those times are times that we're definitely learning lessons because, heartbreak came because of that. Because there was lots of times where, even with my ex-fiance, like after year one, I was like, this probably, I don't know if this is going to work. And instead of like not making it work, I started to sacrifice my boundaries to keep it working. So I think sticking to your boundaries is like, it's protection. Stick to your boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, I used to didn't have any boundaries. I would love with no limits and just, I don't know what I was doing, but now I understand the importance of boundaries. And I know exactly what they are.
Good.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't sacrifice them at all, right?
No.
Good.
I will sacrifice some things, but not the things that are boundaries. No.
Yeah. Same. Like comforts. I'll sacrifice certain comforts for the wellness of the family. I feel like that's a part of being a mother. But not like serious boundaries. No.
And do y'all care about how the other person feels when you're explaining what your boundaries are?
Absolutely. I want to know how you feel.
I used to not, to be honest. But I'm learning currently, actually, that's very important. How you communicate, what it is. Like I'm literally like, Kayla, stop. Okay. And then I say what I'm gonna say. like actively doing that. I just did that yesterday, and I was just like, honey, this is what I'm okay. So what I'm trying to get you to understand is like, so before I just didn't. I was just like, it's the truth. Deal. But now I really fully understand how you deliver certain things is so important. It's not really what you say, it's
The
how you
funny
say.
thing is, the men that really go for me, I can communicate with them. I don't know. I communicate like a helpless little child, like a little girl or something. And it works.
Sabrina, you had something?
Yeah. So Mr. S. Thick wants to know, at any point during the process, did you feel Samson was abusive? I'm assuming this is to Sharee.
Abusive how? Verbally?
So let's go ahead and say verbally. Did you feel like he was verbally abusive to you?
I think Samson's passive aggressive. I think that he jabs you a little bit, and just because I'm a sharpshooter, I know where the jabs are coming from. So yeah, he's a jabber. He's not an abuser. He's a jabber.
Nichelle would like to know, when watching the playback, what's one moment that you both wish you could take back? And then I'm going to check on my daughter real quick. I'll be right back, guys.
The Dominica scene.
Okay.
And the whole thing with Samson.
Probably that whole thing with Mike after the house. Yeah, probably all of that.
Okay.
I think also, because I just ended up on dates with Mike. Like I would just be like, yeah, I'm rocking with Randall. Pull up, it's Mike. Next date, yeah, I'm rocking with Randall in the ladies' lounge. Pull up, it's Mike. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, it happened over and over and over and over. And I'm just like, what are we doing?
Yeah, production be a little messy. Yeah, they be a little messy.
He barely had dates with Brandy. I think they only had one date through the whole series. We had like, we had several, like 7 or 8. And I was just kind of like, what is this? So, I mean, I guess I could have just been like, I'm leaving. I don't know. I have no idea. But
I'll tell you, it was the chemistry. It was.
I was told that after the producers just said, like, the
chemistry
was just so good. Like, we just had to get this. And I just like, but we're not compatible. Like, why y'all keep doing this? But I was just kind of like, because I knew once we got in front of each other, I was just like, oh shit.
Be right back, y'all.
It's gonna go down, right? Like, we're gonna start vibing. Yeah. So I knew that, but it was just like, I knew that after the thing with my friend, I knew that wasn't what I needed or what it was right for me, but it just kept happening. And so I was just kind of like, how are they doing this? Like, I don't understand. Like, but I see now it was to like create a narrative because they knew what Mike was saying behind the scenes. I didn't know though. They knew what he was saying.
Yeah, like so I felt like we could see it. I felt like we could see it. Like when y'all are in the scene together, the way y'all look at each other for the very first time on camera, it's kind of like y'all subconscious instincts kick in and then y'all rein it in. Right. And I feel like you could see that on camera. And I feel like the producers are like, we need to explore this more. To me, it was obvious. So
yeah, I was told that as well. And I get that. But that's all that was like. Sometimes there's just certain people that you're just very attracted to and you vibe with them really well. But that just doesn't mean that y'all are a match. But I get it. They felt like that was what they wanted to see. Like, I don't know. But, I felt like we had the strongest, like, that energy, but that just like, if the show was under a different premise, it probably would have went. But the show was like, you need to pick someone by this time and da-da-da. Like, you're going to get eliminated if you don't, But I feel like if we were on a different type of show, it would have been a different type of situation. But this whole show, I feel like our season's whole thing was just like, who's getting picked and who's not? And when is it happening? Been 4 weeks, claim me. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of times I should went on Dated and Related because Dion, yes. Shout out to Dion if you're watching. How you doing?
What up, Dion?
What up?
Make sure you get this.
If you're still single, hit my DM. Because I would have definitely been on that show. But
What's that?
I got a question.
Dating and Related.
It's a Netflix show. And they dated, somebody would date someone, they would see where it would go, maybe it wouldn't go anywhere, they would date someone else, and it was never held against anybody. People just were connecting and they connected with people, and either it worked or it didn't work. People explored it, and if it worked, cool. If it didn't, they moved on. Yeah.
Oh, real quick, when in Rome would like to know, did anybody's breath stink on the plane when you were kissing?
Not for me, no. I only kissed 2 people. Like, I only kissed 2 people. So, no. Neither of their breaths had an issue for me.
If you asking about Samson's breath, I didn't smell it.
Because when you peck someone or when you just kiss them lightly, like even the way Brandy kissed Samson when they kiss accidentally, like when you peck someone that fast, you cannot tell. Like, I don't know. I don't have a clue.
Wow. I'll tell you one thing. Go ahead, I'm listening.
No, I was about to say J Lux 823 would like to know, Tyrone, so has your current relationship changed your perception about trust and monogamy? Do you feel or think people choose to cheat or things just happen?
All right, so the first part, I would say I still battle with trust early on. You know what I mean? I don't think that's ever going to go away. I was even going to ask the ladies, like, how do you respond when you see something somewhat shady at the beginning of a relationship. So for me, like I'm learning to not think about the possibilities when I see something somewhat shady and be more positive about it instead of being pessimistic.
Yeah.
Like even if it's just something simple like being away for an extended period of time, like anything could have been happening out there. So the second part of the question was can you go back, Sabrina?
Yes. Sorry.
Oh, about people choosing to cheat. Hell yeah, you choose to cheat. Like you don't you don't instantly
Y'all talked about
drop
it
your
yesterday.
yeah
Like, say what you said yesterday, because
You
we
don't
had
cheat by
Calvin.
accident. You don't cheat by accident.
yeah, that's not an
You
instant
can't put things in
process
your
where you be
clothes
like,
and say, I accidentally had
yeah,
sex with you. You have to
oops,
take your
I dropped
pants
my
off.
panties. No,
You have to be naked to have sex.
yeah, like
Do you
there's
have to be
build up
naked to
to
have
that.
sex?
There's
So
build up.
I'm sorry, guys, and I want y'all to Tyrone. So we
Go
had
ahead, go ahead.
Randall and Calvin on last night with us.
Mhm.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
This got brought up, guys. You got to watch that back. It's really, really
Mhm.
good. But Tyrone, I want you to tell them what you said about how the breakup is
Why men
the
cheat?
chase was something and the
Why men
breakup
cheat?
why men cheat. So
Yeah, it said men cheat because the thrill of the hunt outweighs the loss of losing the woman.
boom, there it is.
Yeah. If we felt
Look at that.
Yeah,
But
we learned that. We learned that on the show and after the show. People want to hunt and they want to pursue, and blow you up. And then when they got your attention, then they're like, whatever.
yeah, but like I personally wouldn't cheat, right? Like I have a fear of my woman being hurt. I have a fear of like
That's good quality to have.
like I have a fear of like her coming to me and being like, how could you? Like I don't even know.
It's very hard to
Quality
repair.
to have.
Yeah.
It's very hard to repair.
I know a lot of men. See, my family is from the South, so there's this thing called a wandering eye. I know people don't know nothing about that now, but that's still a thing where
It's true.
like
I got it.
husbands like they be like, I wish they would, and you don't hug them and put your breasts on them. Like they'll be like, don't put your breasts on my husband. Don't like everything is very respectable. Everything is like he does not have a wandering eye. And I know Reverend Run, he wrote that book, and he says that he never wanted his wife to feel jealous in their marriage. And he said he does not, he kind of sort of said what you said. He said he never puts himself in a situation where that would ever happen. So I think that men cheat situationally. Like if they think that they can get away with it, then they're gonna that hunt is done. Like I can get this real quick and she's not gonna find out that I'm gonna do it. I don't think that men intentionally cheat to hurt you or cheat because they're trying to be douchebags. I think they cheat when they have an opportunity to do it. Now, this one guy, the Reverend Run, says that if a woman gets on the elevator with him and it's just him and her, he'll get off because he never wants his wife to feel jealous and he never wants her to come back to him and say, listen, I heard this or I heard that. So he never puts himself in that situation. So I think that
I don't like that though. To me, that's given. To me, that's given you don't trust. Well, I'm the type. I'm just the type that like I need trust, and that was another thing that my friend talked about on the show when, with the whole Mike and Randall thing, because I always dealt with him feeling like, oh, someone's going to talk to you and like, people are going to get at you. And it's just like, you have to trust and just be secure and know that I'm with you. It doesn't matter who's trying to talk to me. It doesn't matter who DMs me. It doesn't matter who's in my comments. It doesn't matter who comes up to me, or who I'm in an elevator with, who I'm at the bar with. You have to be secure. Like
and yourself too.
Be secure.
Yeah,
it's not about
yourself as well.
He's giving her that more security. He's not saying he's doing that for her. He's doing that for himself. So,
okay.
I just
if he's doing it for himself, that's different.
Yeah.
But I just need a man that's going to be secure and know that, like, you got a beautiful woman. Wherever you go, you might, you know what I mean? People will try to talk to her, and you just have to know that I am with you, and it doesn't matter who tries to talk to me or what happens, that I'm with you. Like, you can't be, you can't, I can't go through that again.
Are you saying as far as a man being jealous or having the trust issues, like not trusting you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
just simply because I give a lot of attention. You know what I mean? Like, we'll go out, or we'll meet somewhere or whatever. And it's just like, if you're a beautiful woman and a man sees you alone, they're going to talk to you. You cannot feel some kind of way about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, your man just has to be secure.
Yeah, I like watching you shoot them down.
Me too. I like seeing girls like trying to get with my dude and then being like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, that's attractive.
Yeah, I was gonna remember I had said that hurt and being able to recover from that hurt. Because that's tough, man, being in the same house, knowing what you both know, and then trying to overlook it like at friends, parties, and it comes up again, and you gotta relive it again. I also mentioned last night that men, when we first meet y'all, are subconsciously trying to figure out if you would forgive cheating. Right?
What?
If you would deal with cheating, right?
Oh,
I want to see.
Who can get away with it? That's why I'm single. Then that's exactly why I'm single, because they know I'm not going for that shit, that stuff.
Right. So we mentioned that. We mentioned, if you were to say right off the bat, cheating is a deal breaker, done, and you were to stand by that, I'm not going to say he wouldn't cheat, but he would really, really take that into consideration. Like, if you said that you have forgiven cheating before, like my ex cheated a few times and we stayed together.
That's exactly why I'm single.
Listen,
I should have stayed.
I feel like most men are gonna still try it, and like, just as someone that dates men that are quote unquote high value, some of them think they can do whatever they want. It doesn't matter what you say. Like, it's a deal breaker for me. They'll just figure out a way that you don't find out, right? So I think it really just depends on the man. Like, most men, I think all men are going to test the temperature to see how far they can push it with you. That's just what they do. And then when they figure that out, then they go from there.
Because in real life, they always feel like what Tyrone say, that they're take-backable at least one time. Anyway, I have a bunch of questions for Kayla that came in back to back to back. So literally, I'm gonna ask, you can answer. We're gonna keep it moving real quick.
Okay.
And you can choose to answer or not. Donna D says, Kayla, do you think production made you a narrative the side chick?
Absolutely. I still don't understand how I'm a side chick when all of us are single, but whatever. Like, we're literally all single. We just met a month ago. How is anyone a side chick when everyone's single?
Yeah. Do you think you broke the girl code by dating Randall after the show?
What girl code? It's girl codes for friends. I just met this girl on the show, and I was in competition with her from the first day I was there because we like the same guy. What girl code is that? That's not girl code. Y'all don't know what girl code is?
Okay. Jay Reality would like to know, did you all think Randall's brother was attractive? It seemed to show on your face.
Yeah, he was attractive.
What was the biggest benefit you received by appearing on Ready to Love?
I got to meet a lot of people that relate to me and my story. I get DMs and messages all the time with people that like watch my interviews or watch me on the show. And like, even when I was in DC, oh my gosh, everywhere I went, like at the airport, on campus, through DC, I met people that were like, oh my God, Kayla, I love you. Like, you're so classy. I love the way, you did your thing. Like, so I met a lot of great people.
Why did you and Randall stop dating after the show?
There was lack of honesty, and I can't deal with that. Especially when we're not even a couple. We're just hanging out and you can't be honest? No.
Yeah. Addicted to Pink says, I think you and Swayze would have been a good match. Why didn't you focus more on him?
He wrote me off after the kiss with Zoe. He was like, nah, like, you kiss somebody else, like, nah. I was like, what?
Yeah. How do you feel about maintaining a public presence when dating? Social media, community organizations versus homebody, no network?
I think I'm different in different spaces. So whoever dates me has to understand I'm multifaceted and has to be okay with that. In certain instances, you know, I'm like some of the content I have coming out where I'm cooking, where I'm doing different family stuff, that's that mood. When I'm on a panel where I'm doing debating and arguing, that's that mood. When I'm at home and I'm very like Southern, like catering at home, then that's that mood. You know, when you piss me off, that's that mood. So, you know, the public presence of those different areas, you just have to be okay with, you know. If you're not and you want someone that's the same across all these different spaces, then I'm not your girl.
What, last question, and then I'll let Tyrone take over. What would you want improved on the show moving forward? Would you change anything about the show? Mm-hmm.
I would say that the people that we want to go home, like, they need to go home.
Mm-hmm.
What? But what about 3 of y'all want someone to go home, but 3 of y'all want that person to stay?
I just feel like we need to eliminate. I either eliminate the ladies, like eliminate these lounges and do like let Tommy just go check in with people, or whoever we decide should go home, they should go home. Because there was times every week where I was like, how is this person still here? Like every week we're in the lounge, like we don't like him. One girl is like she likes him, and he's still here. Like I don't understand. Like so, either actually give the cast the power to send people home, or don't do the lounges at all.
Yeah. I was saying not to eliminate people, just don't send them on no more dates.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Let them kind of
fade into the blackness.
Fade into the black.
Yeah. And if you ain't going on no date, it's because
right. You're not getting called.
Nobody interested.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not getting called.
Greg. We don't see Greg. Oh, dang. Don't nobody like Greg. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't even get eliminated. He just fade to black. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a good point. I think that could work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like because why eliminate someone the first day? We don't even know them. How can they get eliminated? They might have been a great person. You know, sorry to cut you off.
didn't like speaking to Sean. I don't even think I talked to Sean ever. Never. He got eliminated. I didn't even get to talk to him.
Who is Sean?
She don't even know who Sean is because he got eliminated.
Sean is the LJ, the LJ lookalike.
Sean was the first.
That's what they call him.
He was at the pool party. He was the first guy to go home.
Okay, I think his face can't come to mind.
But I don't know, Sabrina. I don't know if that will work, Sabrina. Sabrina, I don't know if that will work though, unless people get to go on dates with people they actually want to go on dates with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you say, Greg's not getting any more dates.
A way to vet people better. Period.
Oh yeah, there needs to be a whole damn time team.
Were y'all underwhelmed about the options?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna ask that way earlier ago.
From the first day, I was like,
real.
And I was just like, you know what? I'm doing something new. Let me like be open to some different type of people. I should have never did that.
I remember the first day how I was about to go reactivate my damn dating app.
So now that you mentioned being underwhelmed, Kayla, how much did your competitive spirit play into the process?
I think that the only time my competitive spirit truly played a role was on that elimination date with Mike. Like the whole, when I said I was crying, I didn't really cry. I was just emotional, but I mean, that sounded better. But really in that moment, I was just embarrassed. I wasn't even not like happy that I didn't get him. I was just kind of like, damn, I didn't win. You know what I mean? Like in that moment. But other than that, I really wasn't competitive. Like, I don't know why people keep saying that. Oh, you were doing something to make Jamala jealous. What? I had no idea what was going on with Jamala and Randall. me, Randall and I had a conversation the day
Mhm.
before the house that when we get to the house, we're going to spend time together.
Mm-hmm.
So what is this that y'all thinking like? Because y'all get to see what they say behind the scenes. Y'all get to see their dates. Y'all get to see them talking about each other. I don't get any of this. I don't know any of this is going on.
Okay, so I was going to touch on it. So at the reunion, they asked how you felt about Brandy and Mike's relationship compared to yourself, and you gave the answer that you gave was that how you truly felt, or was
No, he
that
asked me, did I feel at the time like did I feel like our connection was stronger at the time? And like I felt that way at the time, based on what we even discussed a little bit earlier. That's how I felt at the time. That doesn't mean that we would have a better or more successful relationship, but they said the connection. So there, just like there are people that you're very attracted to or whatever the case may be, that doesn't mean that they meet the qualifications that you need for a relationship. That connection could be fire though, but that doesn't mean that they meet the qualifications for a relationship, like for a future. You
right?
know,
So
even in me trying to change Mike and change what he was doing on socials and stuff like that, like I should have never did that. Like however he is on socials, whatever he likes to do with all of that, like whoever's with him has to be comfortable with that. And
okay,
I want you to be different. I want you to be better. I want to upgrade you. I can't, that's silly. You know, I don't even know why I was doing that. I think just because, like I said, the energy was good and the vibes were good. And I was just kind of like, well, maybe, I don't know. But it was, yeah, it was
okay.
tough.
So at that time, you know, we're at the reunion, they're on the couch, you know, they're working towards something. Do you feel like you could have pulled back from that a little bit and just let them have that? You
I
know,
did
that's
at the
another
reunion.
reason why that's a reason why I asked about the competitive spirit, because even for the at the time comment, do you feel like because you were there and you can see them on the couch, do you feel like you could have just been like, yeah, you know what, they were good? Or
I
were you
could
like,
have.
nah, ours was
I could
stronger.
have
Well, F
been
that.
fake. I could have been fake, absolutely. But I decided not to, and I decided to be real. I'm not the only one that said this. I've seen quite a few reviews with people that were not buying it like I wasn't buying it. So I kept it real. Like I'm looking at it and I'm kind of like, okay, like I see what y'all are seeing, but like I wasn't seeing it. Like, and then for her to say all that nice stuff that he said to her, for her to say that's the first time she ever heard it on camera, I'm like, what? So you saying he never said any of this stuff to you in private over these last 2 months? The first time he's saying any of this nice stuff to you is on stage on TV? Y'all, I was just like, at the time, I was like, this is, what is this? Like, I was like, you know, what is this? So I just was kind of like, yeah, whatever. Like, you know, but now, you know, it's been a while and it looks like they're going strong. So they proved me wrong, you know? And I even made a post on Instagram. I was like, I wish y'all the best. I really do hope that this works, you know? Especially like seeing Brandy's story throughout the thing. I was like, you know, it would be very unfortunate for all this to go down. And then it's, you know, a year from now, it's like they're not together. So I really am rooting for them. And I really hope that Mike is being sincere and be good to her for sure.
Do you all know what your keeper factor is? We can ask Sharreese. Sharreese, you can answer. What your keeper factor is like. What is the substance that you have that would keep a guy and actually would have him want to marry you? Like, do you know what that is?
I can only give the answer that the guy that wanted to marry me gave. I don't know.
No, so that's what I'm asking. Like, do you know? Because from a guy's perspective, if you don't know, then how do you expect us to know?
I know what it is. I think that I'm a keeper because I just have that keeper quality. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I bring the whole table. I think that once a person opens up the book and gets to see my heart, then they will see the keeper qualities.
That was kind of vague, but
I mean,
got you. I got you.
I just think I think that I'm a keeper, period. Like, why wouldn't you want to keep me?
Right. That's what we're trying to figure out. Like,
So, so all I can say, what my ex-fiance actually said is that I'm very supportive. Like,
oh, okay.
Whatever my man wants to do, like, I'm putting my time and energy towards us doing that.
That's quality.
Like, I'm very much like, I'm all about, I meant what I said, like, and you see on the date with Mike's brother, I didn't say a person. I said what I want. I want that family dynamic. I want to build like a family business, a family brand. Like I'm here to, like, whatever my man has going for us, like I'm very dedicated for whatever his program is. And that's what my ex-fiance liked about me the most. Yeah.
Yeah. So like what I mean, like keeper factor from a guy's perspective, it's not necessarily what you bring to the table. It's more about what are you supplying to the relationship that I can't supply on my own.
Well, first of all, I'm not giving you anything that you can't give yourself, because I want a whole person. So I feel like, I'm going to bring something that's going to bring something out of you. And then you're going to like the fact that, okay, she's bringing something out of me. She is bringing my true self out, or I'm discovering who I am more and more. I like who I am when I'm with her, or, I feel like being encouraging is definitely a gift that I have, so I'm a motivator. I'm an encourager. I feel like a lot of men do need cheerleaders. They do need someone to say, hey, some men, that's all they really need is a cheerleader, someone to say, hey, you got this, whatever it is. I think I'm really good at that. And I'm good at being a helper and a listener. I think overall, just being a capable woman is what, a man would see. Okay, she's a keeper. Just hang out with me, and it's like, okay, this woman is capable.
Good points. Like those are like if I'm not bringing out the self confidence, on my own, and you're helping me do that, then that's one of the things I was referring to.
Yeah.
So I have one more question.
I like that. I agree with that, and I like that too.
So I have one more question for Kayla, because I know Kayla does have to get ready to leave. But Addicted to Pink would like to know, would like to know, did you call out Mike for the gifts that he gave to Brandy and not give to you? It seems like he was doing it on purpose.
No, I didn't. I've been love bombed. I know what that is.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. Sharreese, how does the constant criticism about your personality affect your mental being?
It doesn't, because I'm mentally strong and I have a support system. I have friends that I can vent to and I can talk to, and it helps.
Was there, do you all recall a comment or something that you may have seen from a complete stranger that kind of sent you over the edge mentally or emotionally? You may have just kept it to yourself, but you just kind of constantly think about it often.
No.
Wait, what do you say it again?
I'm saying like
in the beginning, it was kind of like, and then I had to I had to really think about it. Like, okay, these people don't know you. You can't really take it personal. But in the beginning, it just felt like so weird because it was so off. And it's like you can't get upset about something if it's not true. So you really don't know what to do. So I think for me, when I don't know what to do, I just forget about it. So that helped.
Okay.
Because it's out of my control. I can't control what somebody else's opinion or someone else. All four of us watched the reunion, and all four of us have something different to say. We're all going to say how we interpreted it and how we saw it a different way. So I have learned, and the reason why I was okay with doing something like this, because I have friends who have been on reality television. I have friends who are public figures, and I have friends that, they had already prepared me. I have friends who are producers who were like, listen, you have to be mentally strong. People are going to have an opinion. Once you become a public figure, that's it. People who knew you from fifth grade are going to have an opinion. Like, people will come from everywhere with an opinion.
Facts.
So I kind of I think that this show prepares you enough. You have enough time to be prepared, but I don't think you're ever really prepared until you get into it. Because I thought I was prepared. I thought I was always prepared. But you're really not prepared. You can't win with the internet. You just cannot beat the internet.
And you can't try to. Because like I've been in this podcast space. I've been on this internet space where I'm constantly dealing with lots of comments for like the last year that I've been in doing podcasting and been in the manosphere. And, you know, I've gotten a lot of hate. So I was like, oh, I'm ready for this because these people on the internet, on YouTube are vicious. So I'm ready for whatever these Ready to Love people have. What I wasn't ready for was the producers and the narratives that were going to be written. I wasn't ready for that because I was just kind of like, what? You know what I mean? When it's just like, Kayla's so sexual. And then I'll think back to the DC show. And I remember they had a whole segment of, oh, this cast, y'all really was feeling it. And they showed a whole clip of people doing the exact same things I did, making cute innuendos on dates and doing cute stuff like that. And it was flirty and everybody laughed about it and it was cool. But then on my cast, it was like, I'm doing something wrong. So I was just kind of like, I wasn't prepared for like the narratives because, you know, online on the podcast, you just see me. I'm live. You know what I mean? And that's it. What happened. You can go back and watch it verbatim. But like in this situation, they create a narrative because there's all this content and they decide which content they're going to show, you know, because there's lots of very romantic dates and like cute moments and stuff for me. And they showed absolutely none of it.
I don't even care what they show because I know who I am. And for me,
no, I agree to that. But I'm saying the criticism is different.
Yeah, the criticism is one thing, but I think also for me, I've been criticized all my life. Like I was a popular kid growing up. You know, I was that kid. I've been criticized all my life. So I just knew it was just going to be a bigger criticism. So I was able to take it. I just hate people that are fake and phony. Like I would rather have been myself, and I'm thankful for the people that are like, well, at least SHAREESE kept it real. So for me, if I had to get thrown under the bus, if I had to be painted as a villain, whatever they painted me as long as people know that I'm real and what you see is what you get, and I'm not fake and phony, and I'm not going to go on a show and pretend to be something that I'm not. I'm interested in real life. I'm popping in real life. I got a real business. I have a real life. I have a real, everything about me is real. Nothing about me is fake. And I just don't like fake people. I don't like people that pretend to be something that they're not so that they can look better. I would never try to pretend to be something that I'm not to try to make myself look better and make other people look bad. That's what
Absolutely. And I will second that. And I will even shade some of my cast members who do certain things on the internet and then go on this show and act like, oh my God, you kissed someone. You know, like it's so phony. You know, like I just cannot. I feel like I kept it very real as well. Like I was moving how people move in real life. I wasn't like, well, how would it look on the show if you do this and then you do that? Like, no, like just keep it real, you know? So I'm here for that, SHAREESE. Like one thing y'all can't say is that I was fake. Nothing I did was fake. Maybe it was like, I feel like I had to be one side of Kayla than the other because the other side would have been too vicious, but it was still me for sure.
I'm happy y'all said that. Someone alluded to some castmates possibly being plants by production. Did y'all feel that way too?
No comment. No comment.
I just feel like certain people were not there for love and for us. You know, I just feel like I know fake and I know phony when I see it.
And I know pretending when I see it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's try to get some of these questions in. Would you both do a Ready to Love All-Stars resort?
Well, we have to like live together and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Like on a resort for 2 months on a little island.
Who else is gonna be there? Like what other castmates from other seasons are gonna be there?
But I could go home every night.
So All Stars is everybody that's been on Ready to Love that did not find love.
Well, ain't that like 99% of the people?
Yes.
Like, aren't there only like 4 couples out of like 12 seasons?
Yeah. So let's just say not everyone. So let's just say if it's 100 of us, let's say 70 of us will be there. Or even
there were some cute people on some other
30
seasons.
men and 30 women.
There were some cute people on some other seasons. So,
like who do you think, Kayla?
There was quite a few. There was on the DC season, there were some attractive people.
What?
On the Houston season, there were some more refined, mature men. I was like, I should have known that season.
Ooh, like who?
Yeah.
So Sharese, what about you?
But I say yes, I would go.
You would go? So is it anybody on any other season?
Mike Bass, yes, ma'am. Mike Bass or Glass, yes.
Oh, Mike Bless, girl, Mike Bless. That's Mike Bless, child. Okay, I'm his #1 fan way back there.
So. Okay, well, if we must say.
Okay, we must.
I thought Demetrius was really attractive.
What? From DC? Potomac?
Yeah, and I've actually met him. My previous podcast that I was on, Lapeef, we tour. So we go and do live shows in different cities. And he came to one of the shows in Atlanta and I met him. And yeah, he's very attractive. So
well, I don't think he watches my shows. So yeah, you should
No. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Okay. Well, I have my ways.
Oh Lord.
Kiki asked, what do your close friends say about the guys you picked on the show to date?
No, it's a no.
It's a no. It's a no.
So your friends was like, girl, why him, girl? Like, why? Why you pick him, girl?
My friends thought all the guys on the show were pretty they like LJ's cool, but everybody else.
So they were like, well, I guess you had to pick somebody. So that's how they were. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing something different. I was like, let me step outside of the box. Let me do something different. I'm not doing nothing different no more. I'm not doing nothing no more different. No more different. That don't work.
Yeah, I get it. Because I did the same thing myself. Because when I first walked in, I was like, and I was like, you know what? I said, they asked me, and I don't even think they show this on the screen. They asked me on green screen. They were like, like, who are you interested in dating? I was like, how many men is it? They were like 10. I was like, all 10. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing and I'm here. So, Tyrone, do you have anything?
No.
Tina,
about what? Oh.
No, I was just responding to Tina. I said, Demetrius does look much better in person than he looks on Instagram. Apparently, someone says he's booed up on Instagram. Oh, well, I guess he ain't going to come to the show. And then Mimi, I'll absolutely take my husband's last name. I'm gonna switch my middle name to my last name, and I'm gonna take his last name for sure.
Did he smile in person? Because
he's very smiley in person.
That's our running joke. Because we don't really see it on the gram.
What is y'all's astrology sign? Both of you, Sharese and
I'm a Gemini.
I'm a Leo.
Yeah, I'm a Leo too. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, we're about to wrap it up, man. I had so much fun. I appreciate you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. I hope that you found this just as entertaining as we did and as the chat did. Hopefully we weren't too hard. They weren't too hard. And like I said, this was just a good time to answer some questions, for them to show you guys love, because you probably do have that percentage of people that don't like you, just like it's a percentage of people that don't like me or Tyrone or whoever. But then you have that large percentage of people that actually support you and they do love you. And, and just to let everybody know, I didn't put all the questions and comments on the screen because, like I said from the very beginning, everyone knows that is subscribed to my channel and that follows me. You guys know I promote positivity here. Like I said, even though they're probably are hard questions, I'm still going to ask those questions. I'm going to show those questions, but it's a way that I like to do things. And if it's going to promote anger, violence, shade, and all that other stuff, you guys know, like, I'm not down for that kind of stuff. But either way, regardless, we had fun. I love you guys so much. Thank you to my co-host Tyrone. I love you. Thank you to the beautiful ladies. But before we go, real quick, go around the room, let them know exactly who you are and where they can find you before we go, before everyone goes. Okay, let's go.
So you can find me here on YouTube on my channel, Kayla.com. It's the exact same as you see here. That is my Instagram, Twitter, everything is Kayla.com. I think that, Coach, I'm not doing this with you. Anyway, so like I said,
No, you can't miss me.
Yeah. So like I said, you can find me everywhere, Kayla.com. Thanks, guys.
You can find me at SHAREESE Logan and at Logan Skincare and Live in Logan. All right there on the screen. SHAREESE Logan. Follow me.
Tyrone.
All right, what's up, everybody? You can find me at Ty Wilson 21 everywhere. If you're free tomorrow during lunch, I'm actually giving a talk on the 5 stages of grief. As part of Mental Health Wednesdays, Hump Days. I'm going to help y'all get over
Oh, I like that.
Hump Day. So
Nice.
yeah. Mhm.
All right, then.
All right, Tyrone.
Well, I love you guys. Love and light.
Yes,
Love you,
guys.
Kayla.
And just to let everybody know that if you are interested in finding that link, if you are following me on Instagram, if you go into my stories, I did post Tyrone's link for his show tomorrow at 12 p.m. in my stories. All you have to do is click the link to join the live. Don't forget to like this video if you have not subscribed. Don't forget to subscribe and comment down below if you're watching the replay, and let us know exactly what you think. Anyway, so much love to you guys, and we will see you very, very